Hello out there. This is Del Rivers Music Collection number 23. I always check to make sure that what the number is because the numbers are just going all over the place in here. Anyway, we'll start out with some Beatle-ish news. Of course, you know the new Let It Be. The reissue of the original movie Let It Be is coming out. And also the box set with John Lennon's Mind Games that'll be coming out soon. I just had some cereal, so I'll try to digest. Mind Games will be coming out with all the different variations in July. I think some of the stuff might be coming out later, but I'm pretty sure that's coming out in July, according to what my sources tell me. And I think that's it for those things. This is something that not many people know about, but Paul Simon on I think the label is Iconography. Yeah, Iconography Records. If you can see that, I'm trying to find the sweet spot. Saturday Night Live, 1975 to 1976. It has all of his appearances on there. And of course, George Harrison is on 3 different tracks, at least. He plays in the rehearsal, Rock Island Line. And they did Homeward Bound. I remember seeing that one. Here Comes the Sun. And also he does a bunch of stuff with Art Garfunkel on there from the 1975. So it's if you're into Simon and Garfunkel or the Beatles, pick this up. It's really cool. It's on Iconography. Alright, and recently the Searchers, they retired. There's 2 different Searchers bands. There was one with Mike Pender and one with John McNally and the other guy. Can't remember his name. But the Searchers retired. They put out, a best of or something. And they're getting back together again for a few dates this year. I think mostly in England. But they might, maybe, who knows, maybe they'll come up with another live CD or something. I have these 2 CDs. Greatest Hits. You got Needles and Pins by the Searchers. This is their original lineup. They got Tony Jackson. I think that's John McNally. Chris Crummy, or Chris Curtis, that was his name, that's a drummer. And there's Pender right there, the original guy. And then this is the second incarnation of the Searchers. I think they replaced him with, Tony Jackson passed away, or they replaced him with somebody else. And Chris Crummy, or Chris Curtis, he went on to help form a band that became Deep Purple. It's a fact. I'm not just the Del's Corner thing here. Alright, also wanted to show something special. Me and Mike Murray from Whole Lotta Shakin', it's on WITR or WITH, we used to go out to see bands. And there was a band called Room Full of Blues, which had this guy in it. His name is Duke Robillard. He's a well-known name amongst rock and roll people. Duke Robillard, You Got Me. That's one of his early records. He split from Room Full of Blues. I think they're from Rhode Island or Connecticut or something. And he used to tour upstate New York. And he came to Rochester a few times when he was starting out his solo career. That's the first, one of the early ones. I'll just put it there. This one he did with Ronnie Earl. Ronnie Earl and Duke Robillard. The Duke meets the Earl. That's pretty cool. He also joined a lot of bands, like he played guitar for Robert Gordon, as well as Fabulous Thunderbirds, and he has his own solo bands. He had about 2 or 3 different bands that he played with. That's back of that one. We got this one I just got in the mail. It's Duke's Moods, or Duke Robillard, Duke's Mood. There he is when he was younger. If I can find that, move my finger out of the way. The top one is a young picture of Duke Robillard, and the bottom one is more recent, I guess, if you can see that. I gotta find out a different way to light this thing so I can see better. Excuse me. These are two live in Bremen, Germany, 1985 and 2008. I saw him around, I think, the early 80s. I think that's when we saw him in concert. Duke Robillard, Duke's Mood. That's worth getting. And they got, this came out. They're putting out albums like Van Morrison, like 2 or 3 times a year. He puts out something. Earworms. It's not reflecting too much, so I can just show it this way. There's Earworms. Duke Robillard Band. I'll show you the listing on the back. Does a lot of cover songs and a lot of originals. He's got enough songs to have fun with. They're all like rhythm and blues and rock and roll. Does Soldier of Love, which the Beatles covered. That's on there. Okay. Earworms. And then I got Blues Bash. Love the album covers too. They're really good. Duke Robillard and Friends. Let's see who he's got on here. Chris Cote. Let's see. Michelle Willison, I guess. I don't know. It's on the back. Let's see the list. Let's see. Just chilling. I still have to listen to these all the way through. Pretty good though, from what I've heard so far. They called it Rhythm and Blues, Duke Robillard Band with more guests. It came out after the other one. It's got Kim Wilson from Fabulous Thunderbirds, John Hammond, Sue Foley is a really female blues player, is really good. Doug James, let's see, Mike Flanagan. Yep, they're all jamming with him on this one. There's quite a few songs on the listing. Let's see if we can get that in there. That's really cool. Huh. I'm always looking for the odd Beatles cover or something that's covered by the Beatles. The smooth one, this is kind of a jazzy thing by Duke Robillard. I'll show it on this side. Duke Robillard, Organ Trio. It's the guys there, shows their names right there. It's Alberto Morisco and Mark Teixeira. I think this probably might be a live CD, I think. Organ Trio, smooth one. That was June of 2022. A year ago, or 2 years ago. This is the last one I have so far. 6 Strings of Steel, Duke Robillard Band. This one opens up. I hate when they put CDs like this, but they put it like the center with a piece of foam. But I kind of remodeled it my own way, put a thing in there. It's the Duke. Alright, that's what I got so far. Occasionally I see them on videos and DVDs. I mean on YouTube or something like that. I see them on there. Let's see what time it is. About 9 minutes. I got time for one more. I can do this one. There's another guy. I actually made a sales call once at my old company that I worked for, and I was surprised to call Huelyn Duvall. He was still alive at the time that I called him, and I asked him how he was doing, and I said I'd like to trade CDs. You know, if you have one. And I got the one. It's in my storage unit, unfortunately. But they just came out with this CD on Atomic Cat. It's ATOMICAT. Atomic Cat Records. Huelyn Duvall. A guy that, one of the influences of Led Zeppelin's lead singer. Robert Plant. Yeah, it was a big influence on Robert Plant. Tons of info on each song. which is cool. We got it all in there. There's the CD. Very cool stuff. He did, I think, one of his songs that I liked, that I loved to cover it was called Pucker Paint. That's like a big hit by him, Pucker Paint. And I think he had another song that was a hit. I don't know if it's on here. You Knock Me Out, that's a really good one. I still have to investigate some of these other ones. I guess he played with a couple different bands, but they got everything on here. Everything You Want by Huelyn. Pretty cool. Alright, that'll do it for today. We're right at 11 minutes or so. And, feel free to leave comments or suggestions or anything related to the Beatles that's an odd thing or whatever. Just leave me a message and I'll try to broadcast it on here. And next time will be show number 24, obviously. We'll see ya. Have a good day.